good fellow.
Hey there! Recently, like pretty much anyone else, I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. The game is incredible, the world is extremely immersive, the story is what sucks you in, and there are other factors as well, like companions. And this is what is going to be our focus for today. We're going to discuss what your favorite character tells about you. It's going to be honest, it's going to be rough, so please don't get mad. I'm going to cover only original party, but it still might contain some spoilers, so beware. Let's start things off with Karlach. She's the big, bad, red, fiery barbarian. She's a volcano of energy, always smiling and ready for action. And she does this. She's the kind of person that would go to hell and back just for you, and given her past, trust me, there's no greater sacrifice. If you chose her, that means you're one of the very few sane people out there playing this game. She's a keeper, though sometimes she might lose control and try to kill you. But you know what they say, the harder they hit, the harder they love you, right?
Ooh, spooky.
Next up is Will, the blade of fake achievements. He's like that kid that used ChatGPT to do his homework and acts as if he's smart. Even though he actually achieved something, got famous and stuff like that, he keeps pretending as if his contract was a good choice. But what does it tell about you? Well, I guess you're like one of those people that post on social media about how bad the world is, that we should move away from petrol, about fighting injustice and making the change, and then you proceed to fly planes every single time you go on vacation, order Starbucks that's delivered by car just for you, and use racial slurs in your DMs. You're a fake ass bitch, for the most part. But I can't really blame you for liking him. At the end of the day, Will is the good guy that did the bad thing for the good reasons. Lae'zel, that bitch, one of the least liked characters in the game. Even though her story is quite interesting, and it turns out she's not that bad after all, I still think she deserves her position. Her first impression is so bad that it's hard to force yourself to help her.
Slow to respond. Unsurprising.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
Never. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake. I understand much beyond your comprehension.
Most of the time, she acts like an ass and pushes you around. If you like her, it's either because you like to be humiliated and you wish she would step on you, or you're one of those people that like to use honesty as a way to hide your abusive nature and just being an ass. Either way,
stop it. Get some help.
Gale, our favorite magic sucking mage. This guy banged a literal goddess, and while he won't mind banging you as well, you have to keep in mind that Mystra is his only mistress. And that makes you a cock. You know far too well that he's not going to abandon her, but you still decide to go for it. You're a cuckold, and there's no point in denying it. Some people are just inferior. Astarion. One word, two. Daddy issues. No need to elaborate further. But, just so you don't feel left out, or not being taken care of, like you used to, let's talk about it. Astarion is like Edward from Twilight, but with charisma.
I'm coming.
He would cheat on you, slit your throat, suck you dry, not in a good way.
I don't want you to come.
And you would be thankful. That's why you need a role model in your life. Stop acting like a Stockholm Syndrome is a personality trait. It's a mental illness. Shadowheart, God's favorite princess. She's the only ray of sunlight in this God's forsaken world. a single rose that grew on this lonely desert called life. If Shadowheart has 1,000,000 fans, then I am one of them. If Shadowheart has 10 fans, then I am one of them. If Shadowheart has only 1 fan, then that is me. If Shadowheart has no fans, then that means I'm no longer on Earth. If the world is against Shadowheart, then I am against the world. And the people that think that they can fix her, heathens, there's nothing to be fixed. She's perfect the way she is. And if I hear you call her shard one more time, you're going to end up like that gnome on the windmill. Oh, and if you went for Halsin, I think you know what you are.